Hi fans, and welcome to this Week 3 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. Last Friday, the Wolverines struggled with Bethel Park but defeated the Blackhawks 28-23. This week, they'll take on the Shaler Titans on Saturday afternoon. We're going to sit down with Woodland Hills head coach George Novak to review last Friday's victory over Bethel Park, preview this Saturday's game at Shaler, and we'll also let you see highlights of last week's game. All of that and more on the pregame show here on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Handoff Shaw, first down yardage and more. He runs to the near side, inside of the 45, the 40, inside of the 35, and he'll be brought down inside of the 30 at the 28-yard line. A huge run for the big fella. Handoff, Joel Shaw. He'll burst up the middle, drive his way around to Blackhawk and into the end zone for the Woodland Hills touchdown. Second down and 7 from the 8-yard line. Matheny straight drop back off of play action. He has the receiver down the middle of the field, and it's caught by Charlie Davis, and Charlie Davis will be cut from behind by Mac Hoots, but not before a huge pickup. That is Levi Matheny, who will keep it off of the nice fake handoff to Murphy, and Matheny is brought down inside of the Woodland Hills 15. And the kick is up, and that kick is good. Kicks it to the near sideline where it'll be returned by Christopher Wilson, and he lost the football, and Bethel Park has it at the Woodland Hills 30-yard line. Play action. Looks straight down the middle, has a receiver, and the Blackhawks lead the Wolverines on a 30-yard touchdown pass to Charlie Davis. Pitches it, it's batted by Joel Shaw. He'll scoop it up at the 1. No, he loses the ball, and then it will sail into the end zone. Who's going to fall on it? I think it's Wilford Clark with the Woodland Hills TD. The big fella with the touchdown, and the Wolverines take the lead.
Joel Shaw really did a great job of reading the play.
Long handoff to that right-hand side. Big cutback lane for John Delano. He's into the open field down the near boundary. He will be finally forced down out of bounds at the Woodland Hills 32-yard line. He's going to drive his way forward, gets to the line of scrimmage, and they will say he crosses the goal line for the 1-yard touchdown, and the Blackhawks back on top by 2. Cooper will hand off to Miles Sanders. He'll run to the left-hand side, has some room inside of the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Miles Sanders. He'll run off and play action to the near side. Has some room if he wants to step up. Instead, he'll throw it into the end zone where it's batted and intercepted by the Wolverines. A tip ball and the tip drill. The Wolverines come out of there with it. It's Tariq Thompson with the INT. Cooper going to throw it to the left to Miles Sanders. He has a blocker in front of him. First down yardage and more. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. End zone for the Wolverines. The snap is loose on the carpet, and the Blackhawks are forced to scoop it up as Matheny will run to his right. Now he's retreating, coming back to the near side left. He has an opportunity to throw the ball down the field, but it'll be intercepted by Woodland Hills. It's Saeed Holt with the football, running to his left-hand side, now cutting it back to the near boundary, now sliding through white jerseys, and Saeed Holt still on his feet up to the 41-yard line, and that'll be the final play of the half and the third takeaway by the black and turquoise. And they'll snap it to the up man, Joel Shaw, and Shaw has the first down and more. 35, 40, spinning to the 45, to the 50-yard line, and inside of Blackhawks territory to the 47-yard line. Well, I'll tell you what, Fred, Coach Novak makes Jeff Matheny pay on the fake punt after the Blackhawks accept the penalty. Woodland Hills with the football, 3rd down and 4 as the ball is punched loose from Miles Sanders. A rare fumble by Miles. And around for Jamon Dunn. Cuts it back up inside of Bethel Park territory. First down yardage and more. Here comes Jamon Dunn to the near sideline, inside of the 30, the 25. He lost the football on his way down to the turf at the 24-yard line, and Bethel Park recovers. 2nd and 11. Matheny off of play action, throws it down the middle of the field, and it will be intercepted by the Wolverines. Leaping up and grabbing hold is Derek Caraway, and that's the third INT by the black and turquoise today. It will take a Woodland Hills hop, and it will slide through the legs of the return man, Charlie Davis, who now is forced to retreat, running to the near sideline. He has some room now, cuts it back across the grain, and Charlie Davis is off to the races, and finally will be shoved down by Derek Caraway, and what could have been a touchdown saving tackle. 4th down and 11 with the ball inside of Woodland Hills territory. Cole Rogers throws it down the field. He completes the pass to Charlie Davis with either side. Rogers straight drop back, fade route to the far boundary, and the pass will be caught for a Bethel Park touchdown right along the end line. They say that Charlie Davis got his left foot in.
We are the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Since 1987, we've been a part of some of the most electrifying football games in Western Pennsylvania, and we've established a national reputation of excellence. Whether you're a former player, a Woody High alum, a parent, or a fan, you're part of our Wolverine family. And now you can join us by becoming a part of our new booster club, the Wolverine Nation. Visit WHFBA.org and see how your donation can help our student athletes while earning you unique benefits. We're more than just a booster club. We are the Wolverine Nation. Hi again, fans, and welcome back to this Week 3 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. Adam Gusky here, sitting down with Wolverines head coach George Novak. And Coach Novak, before we talk about this week's game at Shaler, let's take a look back to last week's victory over Bethel Park. The Blackhawks gave you all you could handle, but you were able to come out with the victory.
Yeah, it was a big win for us, Adam. Going into the game, we knew they were going to be very good. They have a good offensive line, very good defense, and 4-year starter quarterback, a big-time tight end, and they had some speed in the backfield and in the secondary and that receiver. And, we made some mistakes. We learned some things that we got to do better, some changes we had to make. So it was good to play them. You don't like play that many good teams early, but they found some areas where we were weak at and we got to improve on.
Coach, second week in a row we saw a tandem of running backs put together 100-yard performances for your team. That offensive line seems to have gelled the earliest that I can remember in a long time.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They are 2 outstanding running backs. But, we got 5 senior linemen in there. Lamont Spradley at center has done a nice job. Right tackle, we have Big Eric Mitchell. He's had 2 great games. Gerald Gray at right guard, he's had 2 great games. Wolford Clark, 4-year starter, he's our rock there, he's solid. And Stevie Rickard played left tackle, he's also a center, and Spradley plays some guard. So, we move those guys around, and, Steve made the move to left tackle and really stepped it up. You got to throw Stephen Pugh in there too at tight end because he's done a great job blocking for us on the running plays and that. So, the 6 of them have done a great job. And once you get those 2 running backs a little bit of space to run in, they're tough to bring down.
You touched on Wilford Clark and his great offensive performance. He scored a touchdown on defense, and it always warms my heart to see the big guys score a TD.
Yeah, I was so happy for him. On that play, Joel Shaw made a great play on the option. He read it and he tipped the ball and went into the end zone. He couldn't get to it. 2 other guys missed it, and it was bobbling around, and Bethel's guys were jumping on it. And once Wolf got a hold of it, nobody was getting it, and he got his first high school touchdown. I was real happy for him.
Coach, let's talk some more about the defense. It seemed like Bethel Park exploited some issues in the secondary.
Yeah, we played a lot of zero coverage, and they beat us deep 3 or 4 times without his free safety in there. We were trying to pressure them up front, and they had some speed at the receiver spot. Like I say, Levi Matheny, he's an outstanding quarterback, 4-year starter. He put the ball right where he had to be, and they had some speed down there, and they got open and caught the ball and made some big plays for us. It kept the game interesting. We couldn't quite put them away. we're moving the ball well, but we had a couple turnovers ourselves, a couple fumbles. I think the big thing that won the game for us was defensively. We got 5 turnovers, 3 interceptions and 2 fumble recovers. That was probably the difference in the game when you look at the turnover ratio.
Coach, let's get back to the offense for just a minute. We've already talked about how the holes were opened up for the 2 running backs, but let's talk about those running backs, especially how Miles Sanders seems to be the most consistent he's been in his 4-year career.
Yeah, he's healthy. He's bigger, faster, and stronger than he's been. He's on a mission. He's had a lot of recognition, a lot of different camps and national recognition, nationally being recruited, but it hasn't gone to his head. And, Joel's got a lot of recognition also, but, they're pretty level-headed, and they know both of them got to work together to be successful. Because when one's carrying the ball, usually the other one's blocking for them.
You mentioned Joel Shaw, Coach. Talk about how it seems like teams just don't want to tackle him.
Yeah, he's a big, strong runner. And, whether they don't want to, I think they try. He's just a tough guy to bring down. He's a big, powerful running back. He got good speed. He showed some great moves Friday night against Bethel. He's just getting better and better. And he had to go 2 ways with a couple guys being out. He had to play a lot of defense, outside linebacker for us, and he stepped it up. He's on most of the special teams, and he doesn't come off the field. He and Wolford went most of the game without a rest.
You've got Shaler this week, a road game, and on a Saturday. Before we talk about the Titans themselves, talk about the challenges of playing an afternoon game on the road on a Saturday. Really throws off your rhythm.
Yeah, it's a different schedule. When I first came here, we played all our games on Saturday, so we've done that. And when I was at Still Valley, before they got lights, we played all our games on Saturday, so a little bit used to it, but the kids aren't. It is a different animal to attack. You got to prepare it a little differently during the week. You get an extra day, but you don't want to mess up your rhythm and what you usually do. So we kind of do some things, and it gives us a chance to brush up on some fundamental things that we got to brush up on and make any adjustments we have to the offense and the defense. So that's the good side of it. Playing on Saturday, kids got to be well rested Friday, and there's a lot of other high school games that are going on. There's a lot of things they could do Friday night, so they got to be disciplined, go to night's rest, get up early. We're going to leave here at 10 o'clock in the morning Saturday. It's our homecoming. They have a big parade. They have a carnival atmosphere up there. I've been to several of them scouting other teams because it was on Saturdays and we played Friday night, so I got to see it. And it's different. They're going to be fired up. Whether they've lost 2 games, but they're going to be fired up for their homecoming game. They had it early. That might have been to throw our schedule off a little bit, but we'll be ready to play.
Talk about Shaler, a team that you were able to beat pretty handily here at the Wolverines a season ago.
Yeah, they got a lot of those guys back. Once you beat a team, they got guys back, and I think they have a good coaching staff. They did some things last year. Looking back at that film this past weekend, saw what they did against us last year. They had some success on some things, and saw their 2 scrimmages and 2 games this year. And they got a nice size team, size-wise. They got a nice group of seniors. Quarterback throws the ball well. They mix it up, running and throwing. It's quad A football. Everybody has good players.
Coach, let's talk about one of your former players, Quentin Jefferson. Missed the majority of the 2014 season with an injury, but he's returned and he's really getting things done for the Maryland Terrapins.
Yeah, Jefferson, he's done a great job. I'm just so proud of him. He's worked hard in school. He rehabbed. He came back. He's one of their captains on the team this year. Just, great player. We were talking today at practice about going down when they play West Virginia and going down to the game. He's one of those guys that, keeps working. This year could be a great year for him, and he could possibly get drafted.
Coach, thanks a lot for your time. Good luck this week against the Titans, and we'll talk to you again next week.
I got to say one thing, Adam. I got to say hi to my grandson, Aiden, out there in New York. He and my daughter, Nicole. I know they watch this show all the time. He doesn't get to see any games, but hi, Aiden. How you doing? God bless you, son. We love you. Bye.
Aiden, thanks a lot for being one of our loyal viewers and listeners, and we hope to continue to have you tune into our broadcast. Coach Novak, thanks again for your time. We'll talk to you again next week, and we'll talk to you again next week here on the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show.
Hi Wolverine fans, I'm Eric Schuley, and this is week 3 of the Wolverine Watch. On Saturday, cross country competes in the Slippery Rock Invitational at Cooper's Lake Campground at 11 o'clock. Field hockey travels to Alderdice to face off with the Dragons at 3:30 on Friday. Then on Monday, they will host the Fox Chapel Foxes at 7 o'clock. The boys golf team will tee off at Gusky at 3:15 on Thursday, followed by another away match with the Armstrong Riverhawks at 3:30 on Wednesday. Boys soccer plays under the lights at Highmark Field against the Plum Mustangs on Saturday at 8 o'clock, and then a home game with the Gateway Gators on Tuesday at 5. At 3:30 on Thursday, girls soccer will be at Carrick. Then they will take on Plum at home on Monday at 4, Franklin Regional on the road on Tuesday at 7, and at the Penn Hills Indians on Wednesday at 6. The girls' tennis squad also has a tough week ahead. It starts at Penn Hills on Thursday, followed by Monday at the Penn Trafford Warriors, then a matchup at Gateway on Tuesday, and on Wednesday they will host the Oakland Catholic Eagles. All of those are 3:30 starts. Girls volleyball has all home matches that begin at 5 this week. On Thursday, they battle the Gateway Gators. Then on Monday, they go head-to-head with the Trinity Christian Falcons. And on Tuesday, it's a date with the Riverhawks of Armstrong. That's all for week 3 of the Wolverine Watch. We'll be back with more of the pregame show right after this. See you next week.
All right, fans, let's see where the Wolverines stand in the Southeastern Conference. And now let's take a look at the MSA Sports WPIAL Quad A Top 10 rankings.
Again, fans, we thank you for joining us for this Week 3 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. As always, you can tune into this Saturday's game live on television on Monroeville Comcast Cable Channel 13, Penn Hills Comcast Cable Channel 98, Verizon Fios Channel 37, and on our YouTube channel. As always, our radio broadcast can be heard on our flagship radio station, AM 1550 WZUM, and on the web at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com. Our radio broadcast is also live and archived on msasports.net. And don't forget, you can tune in to replays of Friday night's game on all of our television affiliates and our YouTube channel. For everybody at the Woodland Hills Football Network, I'm Adam Gusky, and we'll talk to you again next week as the Wolverines travel to Baldwin.
This has been a presentation of the Woodland Hills Football Network. Watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and as always, visit us at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com.